There are inscriptions from 2,000 years ago which claims that Jesus is indeed God. And these inscriptions were actually made by the people of Israel 2,000 years ago. Now, apparently this right here is the archaeological site where apparently they had this massive mosaic tiles, which was supposed to be the first ever Christian prayer hall, which was built by the ancient Israelites. Now, a recent study which was conducted by a group of archaeologists have now just confirmed that there are these mosaic tiles that they apparently found in this location. And on these tiles are scriptures that are written in the Greek language. Research, they just figured out that this was done by the Israelites 1,800 years ago. And archaeologists from Israel, they recently just made this discovery in the year 2005. And this was located in the northern Israel, which is now currently being used as a prison cell. And apparently Israel decided to go ahead and move the prison cell from that location, decided to rebuild this whole prison cell. And that's when they came across this artifact, which is all the way beneath the ground. And they just discovered this, that the artifact actually has a lot of scriptures that was never really found before. And if you take a look at these mosaic flooring, you'll actually see that there are some Greek inscriptions. And one of the inscription here states, "The God-loving Akeptois has offered the table to God Jesus Christ as a memorial." Now, apparently it seems like Akeptois is a woman who was known to be one of the wealthiest in the village, and she apparently decided to donate some sort of a table for the offerings or whatever. So her name is actually mentioned in these inscriptions, and it also says that she offered this table to God Jesus Christ. It literally mentions the word God Jesus Christ. And upon inspection, archaeologists have now confirmed that this entire artifact was 230 years after the death of Jesus Christ himself. So it seems like many of the Jews that already lived in Israel did actually believe that Jesus was God himself, and they even built altars, they even built places in order to worship Jesus as God. So this basically leads us to a conclusion that some of the people of Israel, not everybody, but some people of Israel already did accept that Jesus was God 2,000 years ago. And this happened 200 years after the crucifixion of Jesus. And apparently the IAA department, who are known as the Israeli Antiquity Authority, they are the guys who actually discovered this location, and they ended up informing the Christian archaeologists, and they came in and they examined the whole mosaic floor, and they have now concluded that this artifact is going to be one of the most crucial parts in order to prove that people from 2,000 years ago and people from Israel, the Jews itself, some of them already accepted 2,000 years ago that Jesus was indeed God, and they were also building places of worship for Jesus. And well, some of you guys might be wondering, what does this whole discovery actually mean? Is this going to make any sort of difference in terms of like strengthening the faith of Christians or any other religious people to believe that Jesus was indeed God? Well, the answer to that is a bit complicated. Is number one, not every Jew is still going to be accepting that Jesus is God, but now there is, however, an archaeological evidence which literally proves that we people of this generation are not the only ones that actually believe that Jesus is God after reading the Bible or after translating the scriptures of the Bible, because the Bible is written in the Hebrew language. And Jesus also spoke Aramaic, which means that we don't really have an exact conclusion of what the Bible really states. And some people understood that Jesus is God, and many people don't like to accept him as God. And as we know, people of Islam, they believe that he was a prophet, but then he is not God himself. But now that we have found this archaeological evidence, it literally proves that we are not the only ones that believe that Jesus is God or Son of God, but there were also people from the ancient Israel, and they were also Jews, and they already believed this stuff without really having to translate the Bible and get to know what the New Testament really says. And they had a completely different understanding of who Jesus was because they had much more information than what we currently possess. So this kind of just strengthens the faith for Christians and people that have really not believed in these stuffs, that yes, this is indeed true, that now it is official, that we have some archaeological evidence, and these are also people from Israel, and some of them were also Jews. Now, I actually did a little bit of research about this whole stuff, and apparently this inscription that we found on the mosaic flooring is very important, and it's also going to play a massive significant role in Christianity. It's because this is one of the earliest known archaeological references that officially refers to Jesus as the word God. It dates back to around 230 AD, which is before Christianity was even legalized in the Roman Empire, which means that there were literally no Christians at all back in those times, and it was all just Romans and the Jewish people. So anyone that was in Israel were either either the Romans or the Jews, and there was no such thing as Christianity that was born in that time. And this was also a place that we currently know as a place where the divinity of Christ was formally denied and affirmed by major church councils. And this mosaic floor, which is now considered as the most wonderful Christian artifact, is going to play a massive role in terms of having a physical evidence that early Christians, before Christianity was even born, were already referring to Jesus as God. Now, as soon as the Israeli Antiquities Authority actually found the site, and the archaeologists have confirmed that this indeed is going to be one of the most major artifacts, which is going to play a massive role in Christianity. So they decided to basically dig open the site and very carefully remove the mosaic flooring from this location. And they have now transported this to America in Washington, D.C., and it's currently being kept in a museum named the Museum of the Bible, which is located in Washington, D.C. as of now. And if you live somewhere nearby, or if you live in the United States, because you can visit this museum and you can literally look at this artifact face to face and see what the ancient artifact looks like in real life. Now, however, Israel has already announced that they are going to be relocating this artifact back to Israel, to the same place where they found it, after they finished demolishing the prison in which they found this artifact in. And they're going to be building this place up, and some of the Christian missionaries are now helping in order to build this place up and probably construct some sort of a church and turn this into a tourist spot where many people around the world, if they plan to go to the Holy Land, Jerusalem, and if you're planning to take a look at all the holy history, then this location is going to be one of the tourist spots in which you can go ahead and take a look at the mosaic flooring, which will very soon be reallocated from the Washington, D.C. back to Israel, exactly where it was found. So if you want to look at this artifact and see what it actually looks like, then I would highly suggest you guys to go ahead, take a trip to the Washington, D.C. and go to this museum and take a look at it before it gets reallocated to Israel, which could probably be happening in another year or so, because currently they are reconstructing the place in Israel. So as soon as that job is done, they're going to be moving back this artifact to Israel. So this is probably going to be the only chance if you live in the United States and you can take a look at this artifact right now. And to be honest, I'm really happy about this discovery that the archaeologists have been doing. And it just seems like they're doing a great job in terms of researching and bringing us more proof in order to prove that the Bible is indeed true. Because right now, as we know, the only reason why we people consider Jesus as God or Son of God is only after we translated what's available inside of the Bible, which took thousands of years and many researchers and scholars in order to translate it from Hebrew to Greek to now English, and we now finally get to know what the Bible actually states. But back then there was no Bible. People back then only knew the first scriptures, which is the Torah, and they only believed in the Abrahamic cultures. So it seems like there is a lot more history that we people currently don't know, or maybe we still haven't found some of these scriptures that apparently gives a lot more evidence to what many of these Israelites actually saw in Jesus that made them believe that Jesus is God. And obviously we don't have the entire scriptures of the Bible. There are many parts of the Bible that are missing or either never found, and some of the parts were even burned during wars. So this means that we don't exactly know the entire story of the Bible. And from what we know, we have already concluded that Jesus is indeed the Son of God. But now it's really amazing that we are finding some crazy artifacts and archaeological evidence, which now proves that whatever we think about Jesus, and that he's not just some sort of a prophet, and he is the one that has paid for all our sins. So I'm really curious to know, what do you guys think about this archaeological evidence that we have just found? And I really wanted to go ahead and make this video so that I can go ahead and spread this message to many people that really are struggling in order to understand on whether or not if Jesus was real, and whether or not if the scriptures of the Bible, whatever it's stating, is real or not. Because the Abrahamic religion is already split in 3 different parts, one being the Jewish, the Christians, and Islam. And many people are lost in their own beliefs of things. And archaeological evidence like these are definitely going to make our understanding much better in terms of knowing what the Bible actually states. So I really hope that this video did help you guys, and if you guys could just please go ahead and do a massive favor by sharing this video with as many people as you possibly can. It's going to help out a lot of people who are struggling to understand what the Bible really says and what to believe and what not to believe. And I mean videos like these which brings out the truth and some of the archaeological evidence, which is going to make people's faith much more stronger. It's going to be a big deal to humanity. So I really ask every single one of you guys to please just go ahead and share this video to as many people as you possibly can, and also share this video with your family and friends and strengthen their faith, because everything that you guys do right now is going to save someone's life and it's going to get someone closer to God. So your support is going to be massive. It's going to be really appreciated. And if you don't have anyone to share this video, then you can just simply go ahead and drop a like on this video and leave any sort of comments down below, because this way the YouTube algorithm gets triggered in such a way that it things that people who watch the videos have also liked and commented, which means that there is a lot more engagement going on in this video. So they're going to be promoting this video to a lot more random people that might never even be interested in this topic might also get this video recommended if there is enough engagement in terms of likes and comments. So if you guys could just go ahead and do that, it's going to be boosting this video to a lot more people. Many people are going to get to know the truth. So you're going to be doing a massive part in order to spread the word of God. And with that being said, if you guys want to stay updated with more content like these, where I give you guys many proofs and many archaeological evidence in order to strengthen your faith, then make sure to go ahead, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notifications on and set it to all. So that way you guys don't miss out on the content that I post every single day. And also, I'm going to leave my Instagram link down below in the description so that you guys can go ahead and follow me there, because I'm planning to make a lot more content and also share a lot of important stuff on my Instagram page, which mostly I'm not going to be doing on my YouTube channel. So I'm going to be posting a lot more content on Instagram as well as on my YouTube. I'm going to be sharing many important news and informations out there. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Till then, take it easy, fams, and goodbye.